Every cruise line promises a dream vacation, warm breezes, turquoise seas, and carefree escape that makes everyday stress melt away. You imagine yourself sipping a fruity cocktail by the pool, watching the horizon stretch endlessly in front of you. And for the most part, that's exactly what you get. But here's what most people don't realize. Not every port of call is the picture-perfect paradise it's marketed as. Some cruise destinations are stunning on the surface, but come with serious risks the moment you step off the ship. We're not just talking about tourist scams or a misplaced wallet. We're talking about gang violence, kidnappings, cartel territories, and even terrorism. And here's the kicker. The very same ports your cruise line proudly promotes might be under Level 3 or even Level 4 travel advisories from the U.S. State Department. That's the government's way of saying reconsider travel or flat out do not travel. So how does that happen? Why would cruise lines still dock there? And more importantly, what does it mean for you as a passenger? That's exactly what we're unpacking in today's video. We're diving deep into the 7 most dangerous cruise ports frequently visited from the U.S. You'll learn what makes them risky, what the government says, and the exact steps you can take to stay safe if your ship pulls into one of these destinations. This isn't about scaring you away from cruising. Cruising is still one of the safest and most enjoyable ways to see the world. But smart travelers know that safety doesn't stop at the ship's gangway. So grab a drink, settle in, and let's explore the other side of paradise. 1. Belize City. Belize. Let's start with Belize City, sitting along the sparkling Caribbean coast of Central America. Last year, more than 15,000 cruise passengers arrived here, lured by promises of Mayan ruins, jungle adventures, and crystal-clear waters. But what many of those travelers didn't know is that Belize City carries a Level 3 U.S. travel advisory. That means reconsider travel. And here's the exact wording from the State Department. U.S. citizens should avoid traveling to Belize City due to gang violence and crime. Now, don't get me wrong. The secure cruise port itself is generally safe. It's a gated area with shops, restaurants, and security presence. You could easily spend the day there and never sense a problem. But, and it's a big but, step just a few blocks outside, and you're in areas where gang activity is rampant. Tourists wandering on their own have ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time. And here's the scary part. Even daytime strolls can be risky. Unlike some destinations where danger creeps in after dark, Belize City has neighborhoods where trouble doesn't wait for nightfall. So what should smart cruisers do? You've got 3 solid options. Book a cruise line excursion. These trips are vetted, organized, and operated with safety in mind. Whether it's a cave tubing adventure, a zip-line tour, or a Mayan ruins visit, you'll be escorted safely there and back. Stay inside the gated port area. The shops and restaurants may not give you the full Belize experience, but you'll stay safe. Stay on the ship. Honestly, you won't be missing much. Many seasoned cruisers will tell you Belize City itself isn't a must-see. Belize is beautiful, but Belize City is not the place to play explorer. To Jamaica, Jamaica. Few places conjure images of paradise quite like this Caribbean island south of Cuba. Sun-drenched beaches, reggae rhythms, jerk chicken sizzling on the grill. It all sounds irresistible. And with more than 1.6 million cruise passengers visiting last year, it's clearly a fan favorite. But here's the other side of the story. Jamaica is under a Level 3 travel advisory. Reconsider travel. Why? Jamaica has one of the highest murder rates in the entire Western Hemisphere. Gang violence, armed robberies, and unpredictable crime aren't confined to a single area. They're widespread. And to make matters even more concerning, U.S. government personnel are banned from traveling to certain parts of the island altogether. That's how serious it is, and don't assume all-inclusive resorts are completely safe bubbles. There have been documented cases of sexual assaults and robberies even in supposedly secure hotels. Now, for cruisers, here's the deal. Jamaica has 5 cruise ports: Ocho Rios, Montego Bay, Falmouth, Port Antonio, and Kingston. Some are better managed and safer than others. But the golden rule remains: don't go wandering on your own. Stick to official excursions. The cruise lines know which areas are relatively safe, and they work closely with local operators. If you're looking for a relaxing beach day, you'll get it. If you're hoping to explore beyond the gates on your own, think twice. Jamaica is gorgeous, But beauty can't blind you to reality. Mazatlan, Mexico next up. We head to the Pacific coast of Mexico and the lively port of Mazatlan. At first glance, it's everything you'd want in a Mexican vacation. Colorful streets, mariachi music, fresh seafood, and golden beaches. But behind the fiesta atmosphere lies a sobering fact. Mazatlan sits in the state of Sinaloa. Yes, that's Sinaloa, home to one of the world's most notorious cartels. The U.S. government has slapped a Level 4 advisory on Sinaloa. Do not travel. That's the highest warning there is. So why do cruise ships still dock here? The answer is nuanced. Cruise lines carefully vet their port stops. They work closely with local authorities to secure the immediate port area and excursion routes. Within those bubbles, safety is much higher. But if you venture out independently into Mazatlan's neighborhoods, you're exposing yourself to risks of violent crime, cartel activity, and even kidnappings. Many cruisers have great experiences, but the key difference is that they stick to the safe zones and only book excursions through the ship. Step off that path, and the risk level spikes dramatically. Mazatlan may be beautiful, but it's a classic case of paradise with a warning label. For Haiti, Labadee. When you see Haiti on your itinerary, it might sound exotic, adventurous, even glamorous. But the reality of Haiti today is grim. The country is under a Level 4 advisory. Do not travel. Why? Haiti is dealing with widespread crime, political unrest, and rampant kidnappings. It's so dangerous that U.S. government employees are forbidden from traveling there. But here's the twist for cruisers. If you're sailing with Royal Caribbean, your ship might still stop at Labadee, a private peninsula fenced off and controlled entirely by the cruise line. Labadee is guarded, secure, and feels like a tropical paradise. You can zip line over the water, sip a drink on the beach, or rent a cabana, all without ever encountering the chaos just miles away. But don't mistake that for the real Haiti. Outside the fence, the situation is unstable and unsafe. In fact, passengers aren't even allowed to leave Labadee on their own. So yes, Labadee is safe, but it's also a carefully maintained bubble. The beaches you see are real, but the experience is curated. And that's a good thing, because stepping into Haiti beyond that fence isn't just risky. It could turn into a nightmare. Trinidad and Tobago, heading south to the Caribbean's edge. We reach Trinidad and Tobago, known for steel drum music, vibrant carnivals, and lush rainforests. It attracts more than 125,000 cruise passengers each year. But here's what most visitors don't realize. The U.S. State Department gives Trinidad and Tobago a Level 3 advisory. And unlike many other destinations on this list, the threat here isn't just gang violence. It's terrorism. Yes, terrorism. According to the U.S. government, terrorist groups and extremists have targeted tourist sites in the past, and attacks could happen without warning. Combine that with high levels of gang activity, armed robberies, and kidnappings, and you start to see why this paradise has a darker edge. Even U.S. government personnel face restrictions here, with large areas deemed off-limits. For cruisers, the advice is straightforward. Stick to excursions, stay in well-trafficked areas, and trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. 6. Colombia, Cartagena, and beyond. Colombia has made strides in recent decades, but its reputation still carries weight. In 2023, more than 170,000 cruise passengers visited, drawn by Cartagena's colonial charm, colorful streets, and stunning coastline. But Colombia remains under a Level 3 advisory. Reconsider travel. The risks? Crime, terrorism, civil unrest, and kidnappings. Colombia's long history with cartels and guerrilla groups means the danger is not just rumor, it's woven into the country's reality. Cartagena is safer than many inland areas, but it's not immune. Tourists have reported armed robberies, scams, and express kidnappings, where someone is abducted briefly to drain their bank accounts. Does that mean you shouldn't go? Not necessarily. Many cruisers have wonderful experiences in Cartagena. But those who do it smartly, they book excursions through the ship, they travel in groups, and they avoid flashing valuables. Colombia is breathtaking, but it's also unpredictable. The bigger picture. So, what's the takeaway from all this? Should you cancel your cruise if you see one of these ports on the itinerary? Absolutely not. Cruising remains one of the safest forms of international travel. Cruise lines invest heavily in security, coordination with local governments, and carefully managed excursions. But here's the truth. The moment you step off that ship, you're no longer in the floating safety bubble. You're in someone else's country, where the rules and risks are different. So here are some golden rules every smart cruiser should follow. Research your port ahead of time. Know what the advisory level is and what the risks are. Stick to cruise line excursions in higher-risk ports. They're vetted and safer. Don't flash valuables. Jewelry, expensive cameras, and wads of cash make you a target. Stay aware. If something feels off, trust your gut. And remember, staying on the ship isn't a missed opportunity. It's a smart decision when safety is in question. Cruising is still one of the most relaxing, enjoyable ways to see the world. But don't let paradise postcards blind you to reality. Ports that look picture-perfect on the surface sometimes hide risks that could ruin your vacation. So, stay smart, stay safe, and keep cruising like a pro. Now I want to hear from you. What's the sketchiest port you've ever been to? Drop your story in the comments. It might just help someone else stay safe on their next trip. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more insider cruise tips, and share this with your fellow travelers. Until next time, happy sailing.